What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius banner review, and we're splitting it up this time. Tifa right now, Vincent in another video, and it's time to see if Tifa, the waifu, can keep up and be really strong in Global. Let's find out. Alright guys, so I took some of your criticism from the last video about Cloud and Sephiroth. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. And I'm going to do kind of a mix between my normal banner reviews and then my newer ones that I was making for Sephiroth and Cloud with the editing, because I know a lot of people kind of missed me putting my editing ways in there and, you know, working on my own graphics. So I'll have a little bit of my own graphics and then also the wiki where I sit down and talk with you guys, because apparently you want more of this beautiful face on the thing. So I'll do my best on that. Also, I'm trying not to burn out, so this will be only about Tifa. And then the next video coming out will be about Vincent. And then at the end of each of the videos, I'll tell you if you guys should pull in the banner. That way you guys understand, you know, both ways of how it should go. So first off, let's talk about Tifa. So Tifa comes in as the first 5-star base physical damage dealer on the banner next to Vincent. And she's going to be a chainer, meaning she's going to be able to chain up and do a lot of damage with doing that. She is a monk. She has some passives in her kit along with her TMR to say that if you have a fist weapon equipped, she's going to do a little bit more damage, she's going to have more attack. And then her STMR is going to be a fist weapon, which is going to help her with being a monk. She has a strong limit burst, which allows her to break defense. We'll look into it here in a minute as we go skill by skill. But essentially, her limit burst is extremely powerful with a high water imperil, a high defensive break, and a lot of damage. And that's going to be upgraded to do a lot of that stuff if you have her TMR equipped with that, you know, TMR passive for 7 stars. One of the negatives I can see about her is that you are, one, you're forced to go with dual wield, in my opinion, when you're working with Tifa, and that's not going to be a problem in the future when we do get the true dual wield, like, upgrade, essentially, when they boost up units that have true dual wield and make it a little bit stronger to contend with true double hand. But for now, the imperil on her LB kind of sucks. It would have been nice if it was on her, actual chaining ability, because now we're going to need an outside imperiler, yes, if you are only going to be using Tifa as your damage dealer, right? Unless you take another friend. Her main chaining ability does have Divine Runation chains, meaning it chains with pretty much everybody out there now, which is great, but that is one of the negatives you can have with Tifa. So now let's go ahead and get into each of her abilities and show what she has working for her at 7-star. Alright guys, so the first thing we want to look at is the TMR, and that's going to be Soaring Heart. It's going to increase attack by 30% when you have a fist on, and also another 30% when you have a hat on. So anybody out there that is going to be able to have a fist, this TMR is going to be great. 60% attack, if you're going to be wearing a hat and a fist anyway, it's going to be phenomenal. Now, there are a lot of people in the meta right now that aren't going to be having a fist on, so it's kind of in the middle of like, should you have it? Should you not have it? It's going to be very good on Tifa and on future monk units, obviously, and then maybe when you get into the true dual wield meta, maybe you can have a weapon in one hand and a fist in another, and this could help you out with 60% attack. That's a lot, but it does limit you to 2 different kind of equips, making it a little bit more lackluster than what you would hope. Moving on down to the STMR, we have Premium Heart. It does have an effect, increases your LB gauge by 3 per turn. So essentially, it's like a way better Aegean arm, I guess you could say. Getting a lot of that attack, 170, which is massive. No element on it, though, sadly. And the LB is incredible with 3. Again, it's going to be used on, it's an STMR. I think it's kind of more of a niche STMR. A lot of people aren't going to be using it too often, but it'd be nice in your collection to have. But it's kind of rough. I wouldn't be racing to get this, essentially, in my opinion. So maybe you just stick around with 2 Tifa. I normally don't say that, but I wouldn't be racing to get this unless you absolutely need it, and that's when you fuse them up, because it's going to be very niche when it comes to using it. Scrolling on down, let's look at Tifa's different abilities she has. She has Beat Rush, which is going to increase her attack by 100% when she uses it and do a little bit of damage. She has Somersault. It's going to do... it's like a finishing move. It does a little bit of damage and decreases the defense by 50%, which is great. I mean, if you need a breaker, we have Somersault to help you with that. She has Water Kick, which is going to do water physical damage to all enemies. She does have an AoE skill right here, which is great. If you're trying to clear waves in the King Mog, that's going to help us out with that. Meteo Drive is going to be physical damage 4.5 times the one enemy. That's going to be another finishing move. Dolphin Blow, water physical damage 3.3 times the one enemy. Imperil, decrease water resist 60% for 5 turns to one enemy. And then it also adds water element to physical attacks for 5 turns to caster. So essentially, if you want to use Tifa inside of her kit, she is going to need to water chain, excuse me. The problem I have with this is that, and she has DR chains if you can look down at Final Heaven. A lot of the DR chaining families do not want to be water chaining. It's not something that's big on them. You can make it happen, I suppose, but units like Hyo, Sora, well, Sora does whatever he wants. Because he doesn't have it in peril, but, you know, It's not the biggest chaining family. I'm not going to say it's something to be overlooked, especially with the ability when we look at her limit burst to imperil water by 100%. But it's just something that I would rather be in the range of fire, lightning, light. Those are the three elements that are normally predominant when we go looking at our friends list. But this is it gives her the ability to imbue, but we don't really want to imbue. We're going to be using her as a dual wielding unit, and we're just going to use one of our other weapons that have an element on it. So this ability, while it does do an imperil, it's kind of off to the side. It doesn't do that much damage, and you would have to fit it into our rotation, and it would just... I don't know, it's kind of like it's off for what they were trying to do with her with dual wield, in my opinion. Next up, we have Meteor Strike, which is going to increase LB gauge 3 to 6 to caster, and we do need that LB up. It is pretty strong. Next up, we have Zagon Combination. We have physical damage 3 times with ignore defense 50%. It's a 14 hitting chain. That's going to be a 6-time hitter. That's not the exact ability you're going to be using, because the ability you are going to be using is Final Heaven. Okay, this is her big chaining ability. If you're going to be using anything on her, I do believe it's this, and then we have our defense break up here. Final Heaven, physical damage 6 times with consecutive increases 5 times each, or 5 times, excuse me, total, 1 times each, going up to an 11 times max multiplier. That's actually extremely powerful. It was upgraded from the JP version a bit here. 11 times is nothing to shake your head at. It's building up faster. You only have to use it 5 times, which means when you use dual wield, you go 1 and then you go 2, so you're going to get in there twice anyway. Divine Ruination Chaining Family, again, it will slowly be like, I wouldn't say forgotten by any means, but it'll be pushed to the side by AT chaining sooner or later. The better units will be using AT chaining, but it seems like everybody has Divine Ruination anyway. Sora is the hot commodity right now, and Hyo, so they both have Divine Ruination chaining for you to chain with. Again, it has no imperil, and the difference here is this isn't one of the abilities that is backloaded. For example, backload chaining. So Hyo, you know, little hit, big hit, and then Sora's little hit, big hit. That isn't happening here. This is just a normal chain. 11 times multiplier on a physical damage hit. That's pretty strong, but it is just a normal chain here. Moving on down, that is at her 6-star. At her 7-star, she gets a 5-turn cooldown, which is 4 turn. You count the turn that you use it. Available on turn 1. Heal 15,000 HP split over 3 turns to herself. Refresh 300 MP to herself. Increase attack 200% to herself. Increase LB fill rate by 200% to herself. And enable Overdrive Plus. So let's go down here and check out what Overdrive Plus is. Physical damage 23 times to one enemy. Increase LB gauge 10 times the caster. So dang, dude. Honestly, that's a big finishing hit. If you have some chainers on your team, smack them with that 23 Overdrive Plus, and then get your LB fill rate up and all these awesome stats on you. I see you as being able to use this if you have optional chainers to be able to build up the chain for you to finish. However, again, she's probably going to be your chainer, so it's going to be rough to fit that in along with trying to use your LB, but it does have a lot of good things it gives you. So Overdrive, not to be forgotten about, but kind of rough at the same time. I do like that it's like an emergency, like, give me all my HP and MP back, also enable this cool ability and buff myself up, and give me my LB gauge fill rate faster. So if you have a turn where you're not going to be chaining, you might be able to use Overdrive just to have it set up to give you a lot of good stats. I do like that. Next up is 7th Heaven. It's a 3-turn cooldown, available in turn 3, so it's only a 2-turn cooldown, but you gotta wait till turn 3. It's essentially a better, it looks like physical damage 6.7 times with ignore defense 50% to all enemies. It's AoE, 77, I want to talk about Final Heaven here, and 7th Heaven. So 7th Heaven being 77 MP, I can understand that. I do not understand why Final Heaven is 68 MP. That seems like a crap ton of MP. Honestly, I know the MP abilities, you know, the cost for MP skills are going up, but for me, a Divine Ruination chaining ability at 6-star should not be 68 MP. That's absolutely insane to me. I think it's going to cause problems when we're trying to keep the MP on our girl Tifa here, but that's just something I didn't like that. I think it's another one of her negatives. She may be MP starved. I haven't got to test her out yet, so that could become a problem down the road. I'm just used to Sora, guys. Sora is just so amazing at MP refresh that I kind of feel like every unit should be that way anyway. But 7th Heaven's going to be extremely powerful. You are going to want to chain this up with another Tifa, if that is your chaining partner. 7th Heaven does a lot more damage than the Final Heaven. It doesn't have to build up. It just does that big damage, and it's AoE. That's pretty sweet if you have to take care of mobs as well. But those are her abilities she gets. Looking down at her passives, we have Feint, Increase Physical Evasion 20%, Tifa Physical Evade Tank. Okay. Chance to counter physical attacks 30% with a normal attack. Alright, so she has a counter chance, so we do build her physical evade. Hey, there you go. Increase HP and Spirit 30% for HP, Spirit 20%. Increase counter chance 100%. They really want us to build this Tifa. I don't know why they want us to do this. I don't know why they did this to us. I'll show them with a bang. Increase LB gauge 1 per turn, so she's just automatically filling up her LB. And then increases attack 50% when equipped with a fist. So this is what I was talking about. We do have fist mastery, meaning we're going to have to put a fist on in order to get that big attack 50%, which we do want. Next up, she automatically gets dual wield, which is amazing. A lot of units should just be having this. If they're wanting us to have them as dual wield units, we shouldn't have to be wasting a spot in our materia anymore at this point at 7-star, or our accessories, but it's good that she has that 2-fisted fighter, and she gets an attack 30% increase there, which is awesome, and that's all at 6-star. So at 6-star, she doesn't seem that bad of a unit. She seems like she can dish out the damage pretty well. Looking at her 7-star, though, we're going to have her TMR equipped, which most of the time you're probably going to want that on her anyway. Increase attack 50%. She has a lot of attack ups, which is great. Upgrades her LB like I was talking about before. And increase equipment attack 50% when dual wielding. She gets a 50% true dual wield passive already. That is strong. That is really strong. And in the future, again, they'll make some changes to how true dual wield works, or how true dual wielders that they want, how they can have more chaining bonus, etc. That comes in the future, but this is just gearing her up for what she's about to become later on. I'm telling you guys, those enhancements are incredible for her. Battle Cry. Increase defense and spirit 30%. Increase LB gauge fill rate 100%. So there we go. We get some defense and spirit stats, always great, but we also get to fill up that LB up more and more, and it's a strong one. We'll look at it here in a minute. We do get some MP, which I was talking about we need, and here's cool. If you get her to 120, we do get an attack, defense, it's D, but it's defense, HP at 20%. I'm not the only one that makes spelling errors! Yay! 20%, and then it also increases modifiers to a lot of her abilities. And again, her biggest one, her chaining ability being Final Heaven, that's going to be increased by 2.5 times. So I do not believe this is a unit that you can just, a lot of the 7-star units, you can kind of sit at 115, because, you know, they get different things, you know, as you level them up, and most of the time you can sit them at 115. You can get them to 120 for a little bit extra boost, but it's not that big of a deal. Tifa needs to be 120 if you're using her, in my opinion. This modification up to this and 7th Heaven being the 2 abilities you're probably going to be using, plus all of these stats right here, you're going to want to get her to 120. That's going to be something great. And moving on down to her LB, it is Limit Reels, and I got to be seeing these animations. I haven't seen them yet. I definitely want to see them. We can look, if we max it out, which it looks like we are going to want to do if you're going to be using Tifa. Again, this is going to be her big hitting ability. You're going to be chaining with another Tifa. Physical damage, 14.5 times to one enemy. Decrease water resist 100% for 5 turns to an enemy, which is strong, kind of like a Tidus LB there. But it also decreases defense 74% to one enemy. That's big. That's top breakers. But you know, you probably have a breaker on your team already. But this is cool to have in your back pocket just in case. You can have that bad boy up almost all the time. Look at her LB cost, 20. She has all these different things boosting up her LB. Woo! Increase LB gauge fill rate 300%. So after you use it the first time, the next turn, you're probably going to fill it all the way back up again, and it also increases her attack by 200% for 5 turns. This ability is strong, guys. It's strong. Again, though, I have to say overall for Tifa, she isn't going to be breaking any barriers. She isn't going to be the top damage dealer of Global. That's going to be reserved for people that can use the true double hand, double cast, triple cast, you know, be able to use the backloaded chaining, etc. But she is still going to be pretty good. She's going to be out there. She's going to be able to compete, and especially with the content that's out right now. We haven't really hit that 7-star content barrier. You know, eventually that's coming, guys. Just be aware. There is going to be a lot harder trials coming out, which I actually can't wait for. And I think a lot of people, they're giving us time to prepare, get our units together, things like that. So right now, Tifa's going to do phenomenal for a lot of the trials. When she gets her enhancements, guys, it's absolutely ridiculous. They give her, again, like I said, the chaining cap. So right now, you can only get up to a ×4. When you're chaining, you chain up, it adds a damage modification to your damage, depending on how high you get it, to a maximum of ×4. Well, it goes up to ×6 for Tifa, I do believe. She also gets some damage modification increase, a big one, to Final Heaven. It gets extremely powerful. And then she also gets the chaining with a back hit on it, on these abilities. So, it's going to be good. She also gets a ton of other stuff. They treated Tifa right when it came to enhancements, so be looking forward to that. It did just come out in JP, so probably in like 8 to 9 months, we might see that. In the time it takes to make a baby, we might see that. But yeah, overall, I did forget that I didn't have my light on, so hopefully it's not. I've been trying to work on this light thing for a bit. I know I'm kind of going off course here, but I've been trying to work on this light thing for a bit, so this is what it looked like without that light. Now, we do still have some light outside. It's not pitch black dark. Let me see this, guys. A little bit unprofessional, but... And then that's with the light on. It gives me a little bit more of a red human look, I would say. I don't know, but so I'm sorry that wasn't on. I've been working really hard on trying to get like an aesthetic looking background, kind of comfy, homey, my own look, so I appreciate that. But so yeah, overall, I think Tifa's very, very much a good unit, and will be much more powerful in the future. So, talking about the banner overall, I do believe Tifa is the winner for sure. We will be getting into Vincent in another video, but Vincent just doesn't really... Vincent is my homeboy when it comes to killing beasts, and that's going to be pretty much all he can do. He's a finisher. We'll get into that later on and describe him, but I do believe he's like the booby prize, sadly, unless you just really just want a Vincent just to hang out with. Barret and Kate Sith, they're okay in their own right, but again, they're 4 to 6 star, 3 to 5 star. I want to make Kate Sith good and kind of like harass it. Like, I want him to be my shadow, because I love that sprite. One of the things I do want to point out about this banner is Barret and Kate Sith will return later on. So you're going to be able to use them later in another King Mog event, I do believe. So if you pull for them, keep them, because you're going to be able to use them again later, and they're going to be in a raid type event, I think, as well. They come back a couple of times. So you guys are going to be able to maybe get their TMR Moogles, if it's the same as it is in JP as it is in Global, and be able to get their TMRs very easily. So that's something really good. So right now, I want to go ahead and throw up some Tifa builds up on the screen, and then we'll do our final comments. Alright guys, so here are Tifa's builds. Again, these aren't the very best that you could ever do. I'm sure you can modify them to what you have. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what you can build. My builds will always include an element when they're going to be dual wielding. And then when they're going to be true double handing, I most of the time will not include an element if you want to imbue. Or for yourself, you can just switch out the weapon for another, you know, element if you don't want to be outside imbuing. I also always include Confuse, Petrify, and Paralysis Resist. Sleep Resist could be put on there, but Sleep isn't that dominant. I think those three are very important when it comes to a lot of trials and for your friend units. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I did take your guys' advice, and Cooley BK, who I'm going to be pull battling later on, and you guys know him. He's a very dear friend of mine. He helped me out with making these amazing, better looking build images, so I hope this is easier to read. I know on mobile it can be kind of tough. I was looking at it on a computer monitor screen, had no idea it was going to be that bad, but yeah, that's it. Just screenshot these if you need to, come back to the video and check them out, and enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, so I hope you guys like this video. Again, I'm trying to be better for you guys. I asked on Facebook like what I could do better on my channel. I know you guys want a lot of guide videos, so I'm going to do my best to do that, but I am not going back to the days to where I just totally chop off both my legs and take Warrior of Light with a freaking Medius as my... flip method as my unit. I'm just not doing that anymore. So I will try to do my best to explain the fights to you guys. We'll get into that. But again, I've already talked about it, but Tifa's going to be amazing for you guys later on. It actually, reading about her and seeing those enhancements makes me want to get to. But I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to pull too hard. I went too hard on Kingdom Hearts. Tonight I am pool battling Cooley BK on his live stream. It's going to be on his live stream, and then I'm going to post it on my YouTube, twitch.tv/CooleyBK18. The link will be in the description below. Shout out to Lady Hero for letting me use her fantastic art as my thumbnail. If you guys saw that Tifa, she did that. She does a lot of art for my channel. She is amazing in the FFBE community. I've linked her Twitter down below if you guys want to give that a follow to look for more FFBE art. And then, yeah, so if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if Tifa waifu was enough for you, or if you want Vincent, I guess. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.